Well, YouTube, it happened. I sold the PRS John Mayer Super Eagle for my dream guitar. A vintage Gibson ES335. So how did I get this guitar? Let's try and make a long story short, shall we? This whole journey started around October, November of 2022. I was taking note of vintage 335 prices here in Los Angeles and came to the realization that if I wanted to get into one of these instruments, I would have to sell the Super Eagle. Super Eagle was a great guitar, but I really only gravitated towards that guitar when I wanted to do one thing only, which was the Grateful Dead Jerry Garcia type tone. So I reached out to a guitar store to see if they wanted to buy the Super Eagle, and unfortunately at that time, we didn't agree on price. 2023 rolled by and I kept my eyes out on vintage 335, specifically those from the mid-60s, cherry red Glock inlay, you know. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right and get the one that I wanted. Nothing really happened in 2023 until recent times. April 2024. My buddy Eduardo comes over with his 63 ES335. We plug it into my deluxe reverb and instantly realized that nothing in my collection sounded as good as that guitar, as open, as clear, as articulate as that guitar sounded. So the journey was once again starting up again. Reached out to this same store that I reached out to in 2022, saying again, would you be interested in buying my Super Eagle? You know, because a week prior, I had found this guitar on YouTube from Willie's Guitar in Minnesota. I reached out to them as well, maybe we could reach a deal. A friend of mine, a very well-known dealer, reached out, and I'm so grateful that he did because he helped me with the final price. The final price came in, and it was the exact same price that I was offered for my Super Eagle in 2022. Called this guitar store, the conversation started, you know, time went by, the deal's made. Next thing you know, I am the proud owner of this 335. And I cannot be more lucky or more grateful to be the current owner of it. So what are the specs on the 335? It's all original 1965 ES335, but here is a jackpot. It has 64 specs. Wide nut, 1 11/16, has a bigger neck profile than what would become the 65s, thin, original frets, Brazilian rosewood fingerboard, patent number pickups, nickel hardware, that would change to chrome hardware later in 65, and it has the factory wiggle stick, as Mark Agnesi would say when he was at Norman's Rare Guitars. The joke I've been saying to people is, it's almost Clapton spec if it had the stop tail, but it's nowhere near Eric Clapton's serial number. It feels like anytime someone gets a 64 335, they always say, close to Eric Clapton's. But this one is nowhere near Clapton's. But it's such a great guitar, man. I mean, you'll see in the B-roll that's happening, it's in beautiful condition. The life it lived was most likely, it got played a lot, but it was very well taken care of. And I'm, again, just so grateful to be the current owner of this guitar. It'll be used every single day. I've already used it in Zoom lessons. I'll take it around town to lessons, you know, and I'll maintain the lifestyle it had. Being played, living a great life, but I'll also make sure to take very good care of it because it's a piece of American history, this guitar. So with all that being said, the quick story time, the specs on the guitar, let's dive into some tones and some playing examples. So for today's tones, really simple. 335 into my pedal board, only for the Nobles ODR1, and that's going into my deluxe reverb, into aux, straight to Luna. Let's now check out the 3 pickup positions with the deluxe reverb set clean. Oh man, that clean tone is so good. This guitar into my deluxe reverb is a match made in heaven. The pickups are so well balanced, so clear, so articulate, uncompressed tone, which is just unlike anything I have in my current collection of guitars. Now, let's do that same run through again, neck pickup, both pickups, and bridge pickup, but now with some overdrive using the Nobles ODR1. Those overdrive tones are just chef's kiss. Again, very simple setup. Guitar, Nobles ODR1 into my deluxe reverb. Sounds like a record, you know, that type of tone. It's so good. Again, comparing to the Les Paul, it's a different sound. This is so much more open. The Les Paul with overdrive, is a bit more rock. It's a bit more squish, a bit more like punch in the face. This is so much more open. I think, I would describe it as more digestible sound. Well, all right, guys, that is today's video on my new vintage ES335. Again, I cannot stress how lucky I am, how grateful I am to be the current owner of this guitar. I am so excited to be using it, jamming with friends, on Zoom lessons, on YouTube videos, and I can't wait to see the journey that this guitar and I go on. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.